Hey guys, Vazzy back here. In today's video we have another testing NHL 25 experiment here today, as we are going to be testing what would happen if we had a playmaker that could not pass. So we did this with the sniper last week, and now we're going to be doing it with the playmaker side of things. And I'm not going to spoil anything here too much if you haven't seen the prior video, but some very interesting results from the no-shot sniper. You'll see here that this player is basically the exact same, with the only major difference being at 36 puck control and 36 passing. You'll see now that obviously his shot is maxed out, and his shot pass bias will be going to 15 out of 15 instead of the 1 out of 15 that we had it set at prior to. Other than that, our player will be receiving 99s across the board. Interesting again, he does come in at a 70 overall just by lowering those two stats. And then once again for X factors, will not be receiving any for the simulation, as we do not want to give him any extra help in the passing category. So that is going to do it for what our player looks like. Let's jump into franchise mode and see what will happen. Alright, so we are in franchise mode here in NHL 25, lines are set up and we are ready to go. So I'll show you guys here, our bad playmaker will be on the top line with Austin Matthews and William Nylander. He of course will be the exact same as we made him prior to, perfect everything except for the puck control and the passing. He will also be on the first power play here, will be our distributor, just like how we had it set up prior to with the finisher with the other player, and he will also be on the 4-man 1 power play. So going to be getting a ton of time on ice here. He's going to have every single opportunity to succeed here, especially playing with players like Austin Matthews, William Nylander. Sure, he'll get some time on the ice with Mitch Marner as well. After the experiment we did last week, I honestly have no idea what is going to happen here. I'm sure he's going to probably put up a good amount of points. Questions are we going to be a playoff team? Can he be in the Calder race once again? How many points will he end up scoring? I think right now, if I had to guess, so he's got the good shot. I'm going to go, 20 goals, and I'm going to go 10 assists. So 30 points, he's going to be outscoring his goals to assist margin at a rate of 2-1. Leave your comments down below of what your predictions are. Do it before obviously seeing the end of the video, and then see how close you guys are. So early on here for the Maple Leafs, about a quarter of the way through the season, sitting just above 500 at 14-12-2. This team should definitely be a playoff team. The Leafs in franchise mode always sim just absolutely so well. And from my early tests as well, just like the Oilers last week, those are two teams that I often see going pretty far in this game in the playoffs, and finishing pretty high up in the standings. So far this year, it's been a little bit of a struggle, sitting again just over 500 here. We're at just past the 41 game mark, about the halfway point of the season. I wonder how much our bad playmaker is influencing the sim here, if at all. Again, with EA games, you never know what you're going to get in the simulation. As much as we want it to be realistic, as much as we give it the best ratings and everything as possible, you're never going to see two sims that go exactly how they should. And you'll see teams at the bottom like the Ducks, like the Sharks, just winning the cup out of nowhere. It's always going to happen with these EA games. Unfortunately, nothing we can really end up doing about that. Another thing I was just thinking of here, I wonder if this is going to end up hurting some of the production from the guys around our bad playmaker. You saw in the last episode when I did of this, you saw McDavid only putting up 92 points, in franchise mode. That's pretty average for what he ends up doing in the mode. It's never going to really put up those, 160, 170 point seasons unless you have the scoring just ramped up to high, which I have it at medium high. So I wonder if that's going to end up hurting Matthews here, or Nylander, or anyone else he ends up playing with on this team. I guess we'll have to wait and see. We are just passing the NHL trade deadline here in game. Good news here, we are actually doing, a decent amount better here than we were a little bit earlier on in the season, sitting at 37-27-3, still in, it looks like, a very good spot here in the Atlantic, sitting second there, just behind the Tampa Bay Lightning. Looks like the Bruins just passed us, but we should still more than likely here be in a pretty good position here to make the playoffs. Again, don't ever want to say that too early here. But with, just over, 2 weeks left in the season, I do like our chances here of at least, at worst, snagging a wild card spot. There is our 40th win of the year. How many wins can we get here in this final week of the season? Come on, guys. Yeah, it looks like we are in a very good position here, and we will be making the playoffs. 2 more games, Buffalo, Detroit, finish with a record of 44, 31, and 7. Good to be second in the Atlantic Division here. All right, so now let's go and look at how our player did. That's what the whole video is about. Let's see how he did here during the sim. So Matthews puts up 104, which is very respectable. Nylander right behind him. Riley Marner, where's our guy? Oh, there he is. 41 points in 82 games, 13 goals, 28 assists. So the bad playmaker did not do as good as the bad sniper. He did slightly grow there, but only 41 points on that top line. Getting 21 minutes a night per game, getting obviously the best opportunity with some of the best players in the league. Very interesting, only 41 points. So that's a point every second game for him. Our bad sniper, he did quite a bit better than that. So crazy, only taking 73 shots there. So I guess he was just always trying to pass, and obviously he's really bad at that. So just wasn't able to get those same opportunities as the sniper in the previous video. So let's go and sim the playoffs here quick. Looks like we have the Bruins in the first round. That normally doesn't go well. Let's see if the bad playmaker here can, somehow turn the fortune here for the Leafs around. Toronto, Boston, round 1, let's go. 1-0 for Toronto, 1-1 in the series. That is 2-1 Toronto. Huge when they're 9-1, followed by a 5-1 win. Hey, just like that. Knock off the Bruins pretty easy. Have the Wings of all teams in the second round. Let's see if we continue on here to the conference final. Big game 1 win, followed by game 2 loss, game 3 win, game 4 loss, game 5 win, and game 6 win. There you go. Now we're facing the Rangers here in the conference finals, sitting 8-3 on the playoffs. Loss, win. Loss, win, win. Oh, and then we lose in game 7. That's a tough one, but hey, at least the Leafs went on a decent run here in this sim. Let's go take a look at the playoff stats here, see if our player, contributed at all in this playoff run, or was he kind of dead weight on this team. So Matthews and Nylander are just absolutely insane. Our bad playmaker was actually a playmaker in the playoffs, putting up 8 assists in 18 games, did not score any goals with 19 shots in the postseason run. So interesting, no goals at all, he actually was a playmaker here. And then obviously, Matthews and Nylander's just carrying this team all the way to the conference finals. So I'm going to sim the Stanley Cup finals here, and we'll take a look at the playoff tree and the awards. And in the Stanley Cup finals, the Vegas Golden Knights capture their second Stanley Cup here, defeating the New York Rangers here in 7 games. Go through the awards here quickly. Not expecting our guy to get anything here. There's the team awards. We'll just kind of skip through the playoffs here. Yeah, no Calder, unfortunately. That goes to Michkov this time. But yeah, outside of that, I don't really expect anything here. Matthews does get another Maurice Rocket Richard trophy. Is good to see, especially with our player on his wing. But, I think that's going to do it for today's experiment, testing a 36 passing playmaker. Definitely let me know, is there any other experiments here you guys want to see throughout the course of the year? I have plans for a few. We'll see what ends up happening, but definitely leave some comments down below of what you guys want to see, and I'll see what I can do. But that will do it for today's video. I will see you all in the next one.